Twins at Law.
Good morning, Michael Fletcher. Good afternoon.
Is it noon?
Noon somewhere.
So,
It's like our favorite clock.
that's right.
5 o'clock somewhere.
That's like the line in Vegas, sleep when you're dead.
Plenty of time to sleep once I'm dead.
Well,
Talking about dead.
yeah, fucking
Alex
Alex Murdaugh.
Murdaugh,
I couldn't even watch it because I was so disturbed. Now, you were saying Alex Murdaugh is the redheaded dude who killed his wife and kid.
Allegedly.
And just got convicted. The jury was out roughly an hour.
Man, it was such an embarrassment.
Let me ask you this. So when the jury's out quick.
I mean, there's a horrible failure on someone's part.
Right. One way or the
Horrible
other.
failure, yeah.
I mean, but they didn't buy any of it.
His lawyers are horrible. This is another one of the examples. The thing you got to understand about Alex Murdaugh, his family were essentially the prosecutors for the lower county, which is some huge swath of South Carolina, not for 10 years or 20 years, but for like 90 years, since like 1910 or 1920. They were the ones dispensing justice. And and literally,
Justice.
this is all you need to know. It goes back to when everyone was losing their mind over them searching Melania's house, and they say, "Well, we got a search warrant signed by a judge." Right. Well, this shows you the quality of a lot of these judges. This is a joke, and the funniest part about it to me is the complete and total failure of the lawyers that he picked. It's like, I've been doing this for 100 fucking years. You should know some lawyers who can keep a jury out on a white guy for more than 2 hours.
But how much? And I mean, I watched them. I thought they were okay. But to me, it was
the closing was.
Oh, I didn't watch the closing. I was watching the
amateurish.
But they didn't have much to work with.
Oh,
you thought they did. I just was like, I mean, well, put it this way: the jury didn't buy it at all.
Well, here's the problem that you have when you make big fucking mistakes. You shouldn't compound them. What's the line? Once you're in a hole, stop digging.
Right.
Well, this guy literally sits there and he hires these lawyers who argue about. Long story short, they let him take the stand.
Well, see, we disagree on that because my point is, if it's something this big and you're fucked, you should get on the stand because he was going to lose.
They had no evidence. When you start talking about the autopsies and these guys' heads were blown off. They were shot close range with high-powered fucking rifles. And anybody who's seen anyone shot with a rifle, it literally rips them apart. There's not a drop of blood on Murdaugh. It wouldn't have been possible to do.
I thought they had some blood splatter on him.
Not on him.
High speed.
Not on him. High speed splatter didn't happen. Would have been going the other way, but it didn't happen.
So you say he should not have testified?
Well, you know what is their entire theory is Murdaugh had been ripping off his clients and his firm for years, and had stole millions of dollars.
Right.
So the prosecution said, you know what he did? He said, "I'll kill my wife and my son to buy me some time to throw the hounds off or whatever." That's such a fucking ridiculous idea.
Was that really? So that what really was their theory?
That is their theory from beginning, middle to end, and to today.
So why did he get on the stand then?
Because he had bad lawyers, and the other problem is you know what his defense was. He says
first he said I wasn't there, and then they had him on the tape.
Oh no, he was there.
He wasn't in the kennels.
Yeah, well, he was in the kennels at some point before. But that makes it all the more reason that there would be blood splatter or something on him. Well, after these crimes happened, they made a big deal over he changed his clothes, apparently. They got the clothes. They tested them. There's no blood on the clothes. They tested the sinks. It's impossible. Anyone going to commit a murder, don't even try washing it down the sinks because the blood just sticks there. It's an amateur mistake. This guy's dumb enough, but at least he's been long enough to know that I can't get rid of it. So you have a horrific bloody crime scene, and you have your suspect has no drop of blood on him. They never found the gun. They never found any matching casings or to match anything because they obviously didn't find the gun. But they put him on the stand, and the prosecutor's witnesses were incredibly weak because you don't have any evidence. All you have is a story. So they put this motherfucker on the stand, and he says, "It's true, yeah, I'm a thief, and I feel bad about it," which is cool. Okay, that's just dumb. You didn't need it. He says, "But, the reason I was stealing is I was taking so many pills."
I'm a drug addict.
I'm literally like, So you just walked yourself into a goddamn fucking reason to kill them?
But my point, and it's, you know what it's like is the Mike Tyson creep defense where he raped that chick, or she said she did, and they said, oh, you shouldn't have gone up to his room. It's like, you should have just told the fucking truth. And they came up with this crazy defense. Oh, I'm just crazy. You shouldn't. And they convicted him versus, yeah, she came up to my room. I fuck about 20 chicks a week. She was just one of them. In this case,
this is my great line from Mike Tyson shit, and they should use it in every single defense. Harvey Weinstein should have used this. There's an old country song, and it says, "Did I shave my legs for this?" Now, all you have to do when you have a case where they're saying, "I had no intentions of having sex with Harvey Weinstein or Mike Tyson," Mike Tyson says, "Baby, come over at 3 a.m, wear a little dress and no panties." She comes over wearing a little dress and no panties. The second question is, "Did you shave your pussy?" Because if you shaved your pussy and you came over, you can't claim you were shocked.
But you can't. I mean,
shocked that they had sex.
Yeah, I don't see the comparison, because Harvey Weinstein was just a fucking rapist. Mike Tyson, that evidence of that case was just overwhelming that he had done.
Harvey Weinstein, 2 out of the 3 won, including the one Gavin Newsom's wife. They said it's just bullshit. Women knew what they were in for when they came over.
Well, but that doesn't dispense with consent. I mean, he raped those chicks. I mean, there is no, in Mike Tyson's case, that Renee something Washington. I mean, she's making calls from the bathroom, doing all of that. You can't compare Harvey Weinstein to Mike Tyson. Weinstein was a scumbag.
I thought he may have been a scumbag, but this argument that there wasn't such thing as a casting couch in Hollywood for hundreds of years is bullshit.
But I don't think they said that.
And that was their whole defense. It was casting couch.
Well, I was saying I don't think they said there was not a casting couch.
Yeah, that's the entire prosecution said it wasn't. There's one chick that they won the count on. It's because the judges kept out some real damaging evidence. Harvey's argument was, and his defense was, it's like they knew what they were doing, and we continued to hang out together and do business together.
But they did a bad job of presenting that, because that should have been. And again, that is similar to Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson should have been. She knew exactly,
Right.
but
That's
Harvey Weinstein, I thought, at least in the New York case, I thought they did a shitty job of saying this is what chicks did to get roles. They didn't do that very well in the New York case.
I don't think.
But let's go back to Murdaugh. So do you think he did it or not?
I do not.
Who shot who?
But see that, and again, this is what happens in these cases. This proves that you can convict almost anyone you want when the judge allows you. Judges again to argue, well, who else could it have been? And that's what they argued. And that's not an argument based upon evidence. That's just an argument.
Right.
And that, if that's allowed in every case, everyone gets convicted, because all you have to do is, well, he was there. It's the joke with Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor, and they said, "Hey, Gene, I'm down here with all these people," when they're doing the prison movie, Scared Straight. Well, not Scared Straight.
I don't know.
No, and Gene Wilder says, "Hey, Gene, I'm down there with all the guys. What do you think they would do to me if I was really here?" And he said, "They would fuck you and kill you."
Did you read the excerpt about Richard Pryor being gay? Book coming out by
him and Marlon Brando.
Yeah, that just disturbs me. I'm like, so Marlon Brando is fucking you up the ass, man.
How do you know Marlon was pitching?
I don't know. Just because he's Marlon Brando, he has to, right?
Oh, so the black man has to be on the bottom.
No, just if it's Marlon Brando, you do.
I'm really calling into question all the stereotypes about black men and big cocks, because you figure that were true when you're a gay motherfucker. Wouldn't it really kind of be something you want to take on? People don't stop at Mount Baldy; they move up to Mount Whitley and something.
Yeah, but it's still Marlon Brando. I don't think there's a dick analogy other than I'm fucking Marlon Brando. Well, sorry. So I want to go back to Murdaugh there. So, did you watch the Netflix thing about his kid who had killed the other chick?
Yeah, that's basically what
the whole thing was. Just the craziest shit. And I'm watching this, going, and that's one reason I want to talk.
Incredibly rich, powerful people get away with shit even when their kids blatantly.
No, I mean, there's that, but it was also just the premise of the parenting that existed in that family was so just bizarre in the sense of, man, you're not helping this child, and then when the older kid killed the gay kid, and it's just like, you people, they're so just.
The great twist on this is clearly that one of the brothers did it.
Oh, I don't think so.
I know
I
it's
think
not
Murdaugh
possible.
did.
I know
Murdaugh did it.
what-
2 guns were missing.
There's no 2 guns missing.
Oh yeah, there was. There was
Well,
there was the
they had-
AR-15
you
that only Alex
It
had.
wasn't shot with an AR-15.
That's not correct.
Okay.
One was shot with a shotgun. The other one was shot with an AR-15.
So the guy's walking around with a AR-15 and a shotgun. They have his
They had
phone being monitored.
50 guns in that house.
They have more than that, but they had his phone, so they knew where he drove to. And you don't think they would have just followed along and not happened to see the 2 long rifles thrown out of the car?
Well, except for the fact that they have video of the 2 brothers leaving the house with guns the next day.
Well, then they would have called the brothers and said, "Hey, what'd you do with the guns?"
And you think the brothers are going to say, oh, you want to convict my brother? Here. Yeah, I mean, there's no
What
question.
motive? What motive?
Oh,
But I'm telling you, let me finish the motive. They say that Murdaugh says, I was so fucking loaded on pills. He says, taking 2,000, he's saying up to 50 Vicodin or oxycodones a day, 2,000 milligrams a day. So when the prosecution gets done with their case, they've just got a fucking bullshit theory. Hey, he did it because, they put the son on. Son did great. My dad was distraught. He was upset. So after that, they're good. And they have nothing but a theory. Every commentator I've seen said it was going to be a very short not guilty. And I'm sitting there going, you guys are full of shit. He's getting convicted all day because the minute he took the stand and said, it's like me saying, I was coked up out of my fucking mind. You're going,
I didn't know what I was doing.
what?
I was fucking high.
My wife said something the other day. She said, Matt, and I said, was I drinking? She said, yeah. I said, why are you fucking me when I'm drinking? It's like anything I do, if it's 2 in the morning, just stop the story.
Right.
Just stop it.
So
if I come in and say, I just knocked down 40 fucking Vicodin in a 12-pack, should we really go on with this conversation?
Right.
But you know one thing, other part of the conversation we're not going to have? When I tell you in detail what I did.
Yeah, but here's my thing though.
Trust me.
I
was only on 20.
I know. I mean, I get all that, but I still back to this premise of, and I didn't know that because it's like, if that was the case, why would you put him on the stand?
Exactly.
I mean, it's just
because they had decided, the judge had let in that he was a thief and his integrity was at issue.
wow.
I literally go like,
What's the scene
"You're
from Pulp
going to-"
Fiction? He says, "Fuck your pride." That's pride talking. Fuck pride.
Little voice back of your head.
That's pride. Fuck pride.
Fuck pride. Now, Murdaugh sat there long enough and said, I got this. When you walk up, I'm telling you like this. If you fucking just try to tell me a story, I generally believe most things you say. If you say, man, I was on like 15 Vicodin, I've literally, I'll sit there and
You're like, click.
I'll sit there and nod and smile, man, and go like, this motherfucking dude, are you crazy? Hey, man, I want to have a conversation with you. Let me
So
go.
you think they put him on just out of vanity, that he thought he...
Oh God, they're just so silly. They've been running the half the state for 100 fucking. How the fuck are you going to go on and say my defense is I didn't do it because I love my wife to death. However, I was so fucking zonked out of my mind. 40 or 50 fucking oxycodone.
It's a good day, though. I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot.
I'm literally. They had a Gupta on, Dr. Gupta from CNN. He said it's technically medically possible.
But he's...
2,000 milligrams a day.
Well, it just depends how much. It's like people shooting up with fentanyl now. They can't even get high in heroin, which is fucked up, dude. That's a tough move to make. I can't use heroin anymore.
I know motherfuckers now who've gone from shooting fentanyl to smoking fentanyl because they can't get high. Wow. I said, what now? What do we do next? Like sarsaparilla or something?
Well, all right, but so back to this Murdaugh thing. Yeah. So I didn't know the part. I mean, I'm watching this shit and I'm just like, man, this whole family is so fucked. I was just transfixed by how fucked up this family was. And I'm like, in your regular life, you think your kids are fucked up and shit? I was watching and going, my kids aren't that fucked up. Nope. I mean, but so much of it is just.
When you have 2 kids and you've killed 2 people, there might be some horrible parenting going on.
Dude.
But if you're walking around,
they killed the one dude because he was gay. Your kid's fucking
South Carolina, man. That's a code of honor, badge of honor. Right?
Yeah, but not if you're the one fucking them.
Well, if I kill you after I fuck you, that clearly means I'm not gay.
God,
right?
but it was him and a couple other people. I mean, it's just such a fun.
They're establishing their masculinity, man.
I guess so.
This gay bashing shit has never been news. I hate you because I love you. I love you. I love you.
But it's still just disturbing. When I watched that Netflix special, I was just like, this family is so fundamentally fucked up that it's just.
You mean like when your husband steals multi-millions and millions of dollars and he's taking?
Did you see the part where they killed their fucking nanny or housekeeper? They got $4.5 million for that chick. But I'm still like, what I just love, it's back to the fucking, what's the Saturday Night Live skit with Eddie Murphy and he's dressed as a white guy and they're putting money in his pocket.
Stan White?
Yeah, and they're putting money in his pocket at the bank. It's like, Alex
Murdaugh. And when he walks on the bus and the one black guy walks off. And then the shades come down and they go, oh, party time. They start handing out.
But it's like Alex Murdaugh took out a $4.5.
This motherfucker just fake laughed me.
Well, because I was thinking about Alex Murdaugh he took out a $4.5 million life insurance policy on his fucking nanny and then killed the chick and collected it and no one said anything. Seems like it makes sense to me, Mr. Murdaugh. Where do you want your money?
And here's the other part. Wife never even asked to move out of the house.
Well, the other part is that
your best friend just fell down our stairs allegedly and is dead. Their blood's fucking on the fucking floor. You're multimillionaires and you never think about moving?
But she was involved too. The wife was clearly the wife is the one that found her allegedly.
The better argument for killing these motherfuckers is they had the keys to his freedom because they knew that he killed the fucking.
Well, let's examine that.
All right.
Why did he kill him?
I don't believe he killed him.
All right, but let's say if he then
it's not physically possible to.
One was shot with the AR-15, the other one was shot with the shotgun.
What the fuck were you doing with someone shooting? You're running.
That's why the wife was shot in the back of the head.
No, she wasn't.
Yes, she was. She was running, shot in the back of the head with a special order AR-15.
Well, if that were true, that they would have presented that somewhere in the case. They have zero physical evidence tying to this case. You understand that?
Well, that's not true. The AR-15 that she was shot with. You just didn't read it. The AR-15 she was shot with was a special order AR-15 that he had.
You couldn't even tell it was an AR-15 if you don't have the gun. They have a slug.
Watch Netflix. Watch Netflix. Maybe Netflix has it wrong. I'm just telling you. But
so you think that they had the murder weapon?
No. I think that I didn't say that. What I said is the murder weapon was gone. The murder weapon, and the shotgun and the AR-15 were both gone. No question they had them. They were gone. She was shot in the back of the head with the AR-15.
No, you make a much better case than they made because that motherfucker was walking out if he wouldn't have taken the fucking stand. And
Ben, but here's my question though. So why did he kill them though? Let's assume. Let's
assume because I'm telling you,
because he's just strung out. You think?
I'm telling you, like
he could have been. That'd been a good defense.
I'm gonna say this a million times. There's no motherfucker walking the streets who have done more murder trials than I have in California and maybe the world, but definitely California. I've seen motherfuckers kill a lot of motherfuckers, talk about it, seen a lot of fucking crazy fucking things. But there's usually a motherfucking reason.
Right. But what's the reason, though?
Greatest line ever. Man, dude, had this case and killed this guy was a snitch. 8-9 years after this shit happened, fucking guy comes back to the neighborhood and he's throwing dice. And this is back when brothers used to wear the velour sweatsuits. Only Armenians, Italians, and brothers wear velour sweatsuits.
Go on.
He's throwing the dice and he gets shot in the back of the head like 3 fucking times. Of course, the dice, literally snake eyes. There's a picture of the dude sitting there, ass crack holding, showing, and he's got his hand out and dice, snake eyes.
Either that or someone at the scene had a great sense of fucking
drama. Or
it was really 7. He goes, oh, no, make it.
7 would have been better.
Yeah.
But snake eyes is clearly end of the story.
Well, yeah.
So I'm talking about, boy, and I say, this is the coldest fucking line I've ever seen. Motherfucker says, I said, check this out, bro. He said, what? I said, that shit happened like 8-9 fucking years ago, man. Why the fuck did you shoot that motherfucker? He said, nigga, I'm a gangster. I ain't got no fucking calendar.
But Murdaugh wasn't a gangster, though. He's just a drug addict.
Man, Murdaugh is a gangster. He ain't got no calendar, but one thing he's not going to do is go to fucking prison. He will still, you knew he was never going to prison on no financial shit.
Well, that's my point is that why did he kill them?
Because
you think there's it's your contention that there is a serial killer in South Carolina who killed a prominent family's wife and child, and no one's looking for him. That's like the O.J. Simpson murder scenario.
Maybe it's the same motherfucker.
Could be.
O.J.'s out.
Apparently it is.
O.J.'s out.
Apparently it is.
Well, no, my theory is going along with you and saying that he did it. And you said why. I'll tell you why. Rich, comfortable motherfuckers do not want to go to prison. Motherfuckers who've been lawyers for years ain't going to fucking prison on a murder fucking thing. And he's free and clear. Except, as you said, the wife found the housekeeper, right?
Yeah, well, she's also testified about it. She's the one who says the housekeeper fell down.
So at some point in time, mom and little son can, confront daddy. We know you did this. We know you did this. And he kills them. He's got to give him a motive. There has something happened on that day that got her killed. She didn't get struck by lightning. She didn't get kicked by a cow.
But I think he was just strung out and fucking lost his fucking mind.
And here's the
what other reason though? Because the wife is the one that found the housekeeper.
Right. The wife wanted a bigger cut or whatever, but something happened. Something changed in the relationship.
In South Carolina, the person with the least, you have to be worried about the least if you're a white dude and you're prominent is your wife saying you did something. They're like, we're not going to listen.
Your son saying you killed our fucking housekeeper.
But he wasn't there. The wife found the housekeeper. The wife was there. The wife said she felt.
The wife knew something that got her and her son killed. I know that.
So it's just
point
her fault.
Number 2. Heroin addicts. Here's the rules and that you got to follow in murder cases. If a motherfucker's on weed, he didn't do it. That just doesn't happen. Never had a violent crime when anyone's on weed. Number 2, motherfucking heroin addicts do not kill anyone because they're too fucking high. Now, if they're jonesing and they need to get high, they will. But when you're effectively high, they're not trying to waste their high. I've had guys who people have hit them with Narcan and they wake up pissed off. Like, motherfucker, I was getting high,
But then why was she killed? I think he was just strung out. And at least on Netflix again, they were talking about that the son was trying to help him detox. I think the motherfucker
in the kennel,
in the house, that he would keep them they'd take him to the cabin. They try to help him detox.
This motherfucker's taking 40 or 50 or 60 pills a day. That means he's picking up the big bottles, 1,000. He's picking that shit up once a week, right?
At least, but that's my point but I'm still back to why did they get killed? It could not have been anyone else because when we finish, they could not be someone else because they would be looking for the serial killer. And why did Alex Murdaugh have himself shot in the head by the other guy? None of it makes sense.
I'm going to tell you, the only thing that makes sense is what makes sense. And what makes sense is this. We know up until that day, nothing happened to that woman, nothing happened to that man, that young boy. Okay. So something happened
other than he killed somebody.
Then what happened other than he killed somebody? So it's either payback or more likely, the old man said, we're leaving or we're scared. We want more money. We want something. And he said, fuck you. And he killed her. It's the oldest reason. Well, why else was he skipping down the street and said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to kill these motherfuckers.
No, I don't know. That's what I'm saying is, but he certainly did it, I believe. And 2, the question is why? If there's not insurance, I can't believe she didn't have insurance money.
If they would have had insurance money, it would have been exhibit number 1.
Wow. All right.
If guys broke, guys.
All right, let's wrap it up then. So you don't. I'm unsatisfied with this. I'm going to find out.
All right, I'm going to satisfy you with this. Motherfucking O.J. Simpson was down at Myrtle Beach. Motherfucker loves to play golf. Finally said, what? It's a white bitch with a redhead son? I'm killing them both.
There it is. I used to do a joke on the OJ bit, and I'd say,
never too soon.
And either sisters would be like, oh, girl, that's why OJ killed Nicole. Twins-in-law.
Anything they get into with talking about bad accents of African American women talking about killing white women.
Oh, girl, that's why OJ killed Nicole.
But I love when Murdaugh's thing, and when he said, the judge asked him,